All right, welcome to the Brace for Impact podcast. In this episode, we'll do a quick overview of the new Clone Wars ships and squadrons that have been revealed recently and discuss how the new Republic and Separatist upgrade cards will bring new variety to Armada. We're all super excited about the new Clone Wars factions that are releasing 2 new factions, starter sets, squadron packs. We'll go over first maybe the Galactic Republic stuff. What do you think of this Galactic Republic fleet starter?
The Acclimator, I've got to say, is like, it's got to have the best paint job of any ship so far. It looks amazing.
It looks really cool.
Like, I've seen a bunch that people say it's kind of light on the wash, but I think it looks incredible. At least in some of the released images, like washes aren't that difficult to put on a ship to make them look extra spicy, but I mean the amount of detail, like the striping and the Republic logo decals, is like,
yeah. And I think like some people might have been saying it looks really new in the pictures of people who actually have them compared to like the press images, and that might be where they're getting it from. But it does look really nice. So we get also the Republic's version of a CR90, basically.
I think they did something interesting with the what is it, the C70 Chargers. They had to make up for the fact that these factions don't have flotillas right away. They have no defined fleet support.
Flotillas, right?
And once they released the hard sell transport, or at least spoke about how it would have a fleet support upgrade slot, the Republic had to have something as well. And I think using the title for the C70 Charger as a way of doing that kind of limits, so you just can't have 3 fleet supports. Just
you
one.
You can only have one, right?
I think it kind of makes it useful for now.
Yeah.
And then later on, when they release a dedicated flotilla with fleet support, it's more useful.
Yeah, it wasn't really viable, I think, to release 2 new factions without access to the fleet support upgrade. Like, they just wouldn't have been competitive, right, with the other factions.
I don't think that these will be competitive against Empire and Rebels right away, but it would have felt like you were at a disadvantage, like a severe disadvantage.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you think of the Acclimator, though? The Acclimator seems powerful.
I am in love, dude. I'm in love with it. Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, I'm really into the Acclimator 1 as a cool squadron pusher with the double offensive retrofits, and I'm really into the Acclimator 2 as a anchor for your fleet to go in there and smash the enemy. So yeah, it looks, they did an interesting thing where the 2 actually has 1 additional die over the 1, not just a change in color, right? It's actually got more guns.
Well, it's just +1 blue out the front. I don't think it's so significant. I mean, it is because of the way clones work with their helping each other kind of thing.
Well, I think it's only significant because of swivel mount batteries.
Yeah, and the clone gunners, right? You add a blue die.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something. I don't really know how they work. We haven't played with them yet, but very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like they did a good job at making this not. It doesn't have as high damage potential as Victories, because obviously there's just less dice. But I think with all the clone upgrades that they have, they'll be able to do. They have a better job of doing consistent damage. Like their damage threshold, their floor and ceiling is closer together than the Victories. You know what I'm trying to say?
Say that again?
So
what do you mean?
So the Acclimator 1.
Yeah.
It's got 3 reds, 2 black out the front, right?
Yeah.
Victory has 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. The Victory can do more damage than the Acclimator.
Okay.
But the Acclimator has ways of guaranteeing more damage potential more often. You know what I mean?
I think that you're saying that the Acclimator has clone-specific upgrade cards that give it less variation in its output of damage.
Yeah. Like it has a lower ceiling for the damage, but also a higher floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And also it
cool.
has ways of like adding accuracy with the clone gunners, which I think is really cool. That can also be a way of really fucking shit up.
Yeah, clone gunners like discarding a concentrate fire token on like a nearby like Corvette to give you a blue die set to accuracy is really scrumptious in my opinion.
I've never seen
Scrumptious, dude.
Okay, so what do you think about the commanders that you get in the core set?
Okay, so we got Bale and Obi, right? And Obi's like
what great
when
ones
you
to
use...
start with?
Yeah, true. These are really nice. While a friend, I think they're saving Anakin for the Venator, right?
For sure, Anakin's gonna come in the Venator. Oh my god.
While a friendly ship is defending when it spends a ready like redirect token, it can reduce the total damage by 1. That's so nice, right? And then you combine it with expert shield techs, and like an Acclimator that does brace redirect can take 4 damage and make it 0. It's like disgusting.
It honestly is disgusting.
And then Bale, I actually think is gonna be, at least with the ships that come out now, a better commander. Just because like I think Obi-Wan wants like a ship with 2 redirects. I don't know if they're ever gonna print a Republic ship with 2 redirects because Obi-Wan exists, but Bale saying, hey, you can stick 5 navs or engineerings on this card, and when a friendly ship reveals a command, you can take the token off and put it on that ship. Like, especially with all the changes to like ECM, right? Okay, I've got 2 acclimators with ECMs because I'm running 2 acclimator 2s, right?
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that regularly without wasting my command dials on it. I can give them engineering tokens to refresh their ECM on, like 2 nav and 3 engineering, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like Bale is so flexible to be able to help them with that. Or, stacking, maybe you want more navs, right? Because the Acclimator is kind of a lumbering beast. I don't know if an Acclimator-based list is going to want navs on Bale, just because you're probably nav commanding because their dial has so few adjustments on it, that like a nav token is not as helpful. But, a mix of navs and engineerings on Bale is going to be really nice for a lot of fleets, I think.
I agree. And also I think you made a great point with Obi-Wan, and we might not see Republic ships have a double redirects. I think it's a way of kind of differentiating between ships, because like ISDs, victories normally get like double redirects, and it kind of gives them the sense of being really resilient because of it. Because I mean, you want your first accuracy to go to the brace, obviously, right. And then if you get another one, you can shut off their redirect. But ISDs, like, you'll need 3 accuracies to really lock them down and do some piercing damage. If you don't have XI7s, obviously, but maybe that's something that we don't see on these older ships. Maybe they don't get any double redirects.
Exactly. And it'd be interesting because like, any ship that comes out with a double redirect, Obi-Wan's going to be a better commander than the commander that comes with the ship, right?
Yeah.
So I think if a double redirect comes, it would have come with Obi-Wan, right? So yeah, interesting choice, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think even just 1 redirect is going to be nuts on some of these guys. I also am super into hyperspace rings for the squadrons.
Oh yeah, that's going to be so cool. That's going to be some nasty shenanigans with some of the objective cards.
Yeah, like an Acclimator 1 can hyperspace rings and boosted comms.
Dark.
So you can command them really quickly.
Well, I mean, you do hyperspace rings, boosted comms, and then speed 3 turn 1. And then it's like turn 2, you're slashing people.
Yeah.
Or you do hyperspace rings, hyperspace assault, Acclimator 1. And then can you
Well, you don't need hyperspace. Oh, wait, hyperspace assault to like drop it into the middle of the map?
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, actually funny, right?
Can you do it at turn 1, or is it after the first round. So second round, you can warp it right in there. You've already got all the squads set up. Insane.
Yeah.
I like the new scout keyword.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Scout is super cool.
We can expect to see that on
Giving
some ships.
Scout to other things is cool as well.
Yeah.
Is Hyperspace Rings Republic only?
Yes. Thank God, right?
Too bad. Too bad for Rebels. I'm okay. So like for me, swivel mount batteries is one of the coolest defining like offensive cards that this game I think has ever put out. Like I'm just so into it, and I want to staple this shit on my acclimators. Like, you know, basically taking that gun from that one hull zone and moving it over is so cool.
I think this is a really great card to like differentiate between Civil War factions and Clone Wars factions. This kind of like old kind of technology of like just swivel mount batteries, you know, it kind of makes it sound old and janky. Yeah. And it's not really hyper efficient like some of the other upgrade cards. I think as far as Clone Wars factions go right now, I think, at least for me, but I don't think I'm wrong, this is, for now, exclusively Republic. I don't think this gives any benefit to Separatists.
Why?
I don't think it's as good as, like, Enhanced Armament or Spinals for Separatists. Because you got to think, I'm not using swivel mount batteries. I'm not paying 8 points to add 1 blue dice to my sides. And I'm definitely not using it to put red dice in different locations, because then I can just use Enhanced Armament or Spinals for like 1 or 2 points more. Right. And the problem with swivel mount, at least for me, for Separatists, is you remove a dice, which is pretty significant. Yeah. But it's not that significant if you're Republic, because then you can move black dice and start throwing them long range. Or blue dice, whichever one you want. Like, you get to choose.
On top of that, the Acclimator is less likely to double arc, I think.
Yeah. You've got like a fatter
arc. Because it's so slow and moofy, slow turner. Like, if you're double arcing someone, like, congratulations, you've moved a die from one hull to another. But most of the time, you're going to get one shot.
Yeah.
And you want it to be as strong as you can. And swivel mount battery is going to help you do that.
Yeah, it's just there's so many red dice on the Munificence that I don't think this really benefits more than just taking one of the other upgrades.
Enhanced, yeah. There's a few cool titles. We talked about the Charger title already that gives it fleet commands, but I think actually, they teased Implacable first, but I actually think Navuta B is the really cool one.
Navuta B is
can
cool,
get your non-unique squadrons gaining swarm and swarm on ships. So, get ready for 3 arc 170s with 2 blue die and Bomber Command Center plus Navuta B giving it double rerolls.
Yeah, that's going to be wild. And V19s, they've already got black dice against ships, so with a swarm, you're getting a hit.
Yeah.
With a swarm on ship, you're getting a hit on a ship for sure.
Yeah.
And then if you've got like 4 of them, I think 4 V19s would be pretty cool to run, with like a Jedi and a Delta 7. Like, that's a lot of damage, dude. If like
they're not bomber, but
they're not bomber, but you take a Delta 7 with some shenanigans. You take a bunch of V19s. If they don't have squadrons to deal with you, you've got reliable ship damage.
Yep.
Really good. Implacable is cool with Obi too.
Implacable is really cool with Obi.
Like, that's just a cool effect.
Yeah, because this game really rewards focus fire on a single ship. So, if you're running twin acclimators, right? Like, you bought 2 core sets or whatever. Your front acclimator is up there. He's getting focus fired, right? But it's like before it suffers damage, right? Like let's say a 6 damage attack comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, brace redirect, right? Brace to 3, remove 2 with OB and expert shield text, and then Implacable takes away the last one. Like, even 7, right? 7 braces to 4, take away 2 with OB and expert shield text, and then implacable takes over the last 2. Like 7 damage,
Yeah.
or 8 damage because it's still bracing to 4. 8 damage becomes 0 with implacable nearby.
And then you activate implacable that took the damage, and it's got an engineering. You
With an
recover their
engineering
shield. Like you recover that 1 shield damage you took.
Yeah, and it's also nice because it's flexible enough to where, okay, you have 2 acclimators, OB expert shield text, and an implacable on the other one. Like if multiple attacks are incoming, right, that are like smaller, right? Maybe you're getting trained by like 4 or 5 ships on the focus fire instead of a big dice attack. Like, okay, well, one time I'm gonna use OB and expert shield text to take away 2 damage. The next time I'm gonna use implacable to take away 2 damage, right? Like it doesn't have to all be combined in there. It can be, with the judicial use of a brace token, it could be 2 different 4 dice attacks that become 0 damage.
Mm-hmm. I think I found a really big problem for me coming up. I don't know if I want to tell you.
What?
I was talking about the V19s, but because they inherently come with Swarm.
Yeah.
But the non-unique squadrons you activate gain Swarm. Obviously, it's as written.
Yep.
But I was like, oh shit, what if you just did that with a bunch of ARC 170s or BTLBs, and they have Bomber, and you just re-roll their shit because they gain Swarm?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I was just thinking in terms of like the V19s because obviously they're in the picture.
Right. No, but yeah, you want this. This is
It's
gonna make your bombers re-roll against ships.
Goddamn. And if you like hyperspace rings them out, you don't have to worry about being in range of a bomber command center because you already have a reroll.
All right.
Or they're in bomber command center and you get 2 rerolls.
Exactly.
That's gnarly.
It's nuts. It's nuts, right?
Dude, that seems like an amazing ship title.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Anakin in his Y-wing with some arcs.
Mm-hmm.
And using hyperspace rings to get them in position, right? Because they move really slow.
Yeah.
Because Anakin fucking is nasty in that Y-wing.
Well, Anakin won't get the benefit of that because he's unique.
No, but he's got his own shit going on.
Oh, he's got a depth 2. Fuck. We'll get to them. Fucking hell. I'm not gonna enjoy that at all. The Acclimator just looks like an amazing staple
engagement,
ship.
And he has Adept 2, so he's re-rolling that red die to get the double hit, dude.
He's got a red?
He's got a bomber with a red blue. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
So even if he just had... Yeah, so if he's under Bomber Command Center, like he can re-roll the red twice and still re-roll the blue.
Yikes.
How about an accuracy on your brace and a double hit from the red? Yeah, the Republic's looking good. I'm excited about it.
The Acclimator looks like one of the most amazing like staple ships, and it feels like it's set up to be a staple for a long time, unlike the Victory that kind of got fucked off.
Yeah, the Victory needs speed 3. That's the problem.
No, I just think it's too expensive.
That's true. It could use a point.
It's really versatile, and it can do like hell of a lot of damage from long range, like downfield with the fucking disposable capacitors. But I think it's just too damn expensive for what it is. But whatever. You want to move on to
Separatists. Tell me about the Separatists,
dude. Hard cells look kind of dorky, to be honest. They just look like
because they're sideways.
They're just like sideways. They're like, I'm a fucking rocket, dude.
True.
Like it's so stupid looking. I love the thematic consistency with their design. Same with the Nebulon, where they have like one shield out the side.
Yeah, they're kind of Nebulon-y, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because in Clone Wars, right above the fuel cells is where they're weak.
Yeah.
So I like that attention to detail.
At least they have a redirect.
Yeah, they got a redirect at fucking least. I love the hard cells. I just think 3 red dice out the front, that's everything I could have wished for. And a cool support version of it, amazing. But let me tell you about this ship, the Munificent. Holy shit.
Excited?
Holy shit. It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks so fucking cool. And I finally get to play with some, like, broadside type ships for once in my fun. And it looked like the arcs look like it's designed to get double arcs all day long.
Yeah, you can kind of point it at your target
And still get a
get the
double arc.
side arc
That's
in.
wild.
Right? It's like a real narrow front arc, right? Like,
It's almost
yikes.
like an ignition arc. It's so narrow. Is there any other ship that has such a narrow front arc? I don't think there is.
Mhm.
I
It
think
might be the narrowest.
I think the Architans might have a narrow front arc,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's that narrow. Yeah, the Architan's front arc isn't as narrow as that. I mean, obviously it's on a small base, but I'm just talking. The Architan's goes corner to corner. This one doesn't even go to the corners.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right?
I thought the Architans had like a wide ass fucking side arc, but I'm super excited. I think on like if this rolls up on an SSD and it's pointing front like nose to the side of the SSD, it'll get side and side. You can fire two sides of the same ship.
If it was like nose to nose,
Yeah,
you could get both side arcs on the same freaking hull zone, right?
that's wild.
It feels like, and I know you said this was kind of like a side arc ship, right? But like, I feel like all your ships actually want to be pointed at their target, with the hard cells more directly in front of, and the Munificent like slightly off to the side, right? And you kind of point toward them.
I understand why you would think that, but like the maneuverability of the Munificent is incredible. And so I'll probably be aiming for like getting a double arc, but kind of pointing the corner of the base at the target and then slooping away and then pointing it again, slooping it away, pointing it again.
Yeah. Shoot and scoot.
Yeah, like maybe not like as broadsidey as the Rebels are with some of the MC-80s, but more so than the Empire, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What about your commanders? What do you think of them?
I thought when I first saw Dooku that he was lame, but I think he's incredible. I've been thinking up ways to use him and just be the most asshole-ish kind of things with him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm for sure putting surprise attack in my attack pool. You know? So you
oh yeah.
that one where you start on the station, you're at a reduced speed, and then I get to raid token you with the command dials, and then you also get Dooku raids. It's going to be obnoxious. He seems like an obnoxious commander.
Yeah, I feel like if you're playing against Dooku, you hate him.
Yeah. And you just get to choose what command tokens you get to raid. So you can it's like, he seems really flexible for whoever you're playing against. I think he's amazing.
Right, like if you're coming up against a squadron heavy list, you're like, I guess I'm putting 3 squadron commands on here, right?
No, you can only you need at least 2 types.
Okay, so 2 and then I don't know, a nav,
No,
right?
or something, yeah.
It's gonna be gnarly. And it also goes into the increased emphasis on the importance of command tokens to make your upgrade cards work.
Yeah, because you can just look at what upgrade cards they have,
good.
and it's like, oh, you've got ECM. I'll put 2 engineering on here. Once you tap that engineering, I'm putting a fucking raid token on you, and you're not getting that shit back.
Right.
Crazy. I think he's great. I was down on him before, but like, I'm ready to play with Dooku. Kraken also seems amazing. Kraken seems amazing.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, he's good.
He just seems amazing. To any face. Crit, thank you. Accuracy, I'll take that. There you go. Dice fixing. It's crazy. So while I've been theory crafting fleets in my head, and now with Ryan Kingston, shout out to Ryan Kingston, fleet builder, Dooku always ends up in my squadron heavy based lists, and Kraken always ends up with the MSU type list. Because I feel
Kraken definitely wants to have a bunch of ships on the field, right?
Yeah, and Dooku doesn't really do anything to ships, so if you don't have as many as you would with Kraken, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
And while there's no like dedicated fleet commander with that interacts with squadrons for Separatists, I'm sure we'll get that, but Dooku can at least benefit your squadrons by hindering the opponent's squadron's activations.
Yep.
So that's what I think of them. I just think they're great. Also, similar kind of setup for the Munificents. We got the Comms Frigate and Star Frigate. One's obviously for squadrons. One's obviously like a brawler type. God, I can't wait to fly these, dude.
I know, I'm so into it, right?
I'm so into these ships. And they're setting me up with the double red out the rear. So I'm going to be salvoing double red. Please.
There's parts resupply and munitions resupply. Is there a nav or squadron command version of those cards?
There's not. There's
I need CommsNet.
Yeah, you'll need CommsNet for that.
Or wasn't there a clone upgrade, a clone officer upgrade? Zach? No.
The clone navigation officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
But he can do squadron also.
Yeah, we'll get to him. I'm loving these the differences in each of the ships. I know that kind of like a trend for Armada. I just think it's amazing. All right, let's talk about my boy Watt Tambor, Emir Tambor.
Tell me about Watty.
What insane bulk he is. This is the thickest boy I've ever seen in my entire life. What a thick boy. Oh,
you can spend 2 shields from any of your hull zones or any one hull zone on another friendly ship at distance 1 to 5 to gain twice that many additional engineering points. So when you engineering token or engineering command, you can get up to 4 extra engineering points.
Yes. So if you reveal a dial and you've got an engineering token and you have Watt Tambor and you drain some shields from another ship, that's 10 engineering points, bro. And
what can you do with 10 engineering points?
Well, if you link it up with battle droid reserves, you can get rid of 5 damage cards.
What the fuck? Oh, man. And both of the Munificents can take battle droid reserves.
Yeah. It's just
interesting that the 2 Munificents are the same dice. The same guns.
There's no variation besides the flak.
And offensive retrofit or defensive retrofit.
Yeah, so very similar.
Oh, one more squadron command on the comms.
Yeah, one more squadron on the comms. But like, anytime I build them, they're different. You know, I mean, not the turbo laser slot. Obviously, that's linked turbo laser towers every time. But I'm just so hyped to play these. So hyped.
What do you think of the titles for the Munificent? Which one do you put on when you're fleet building?
Tide of Progress 12 every time. I don't think in any one of my builds I've used Sana Lauer.
It's more expensive, right?
More expensive. I don't think its effect is very good based on what it does.
You have to be speed 2, right?
You have to be speed 2, which is restrictive. And then spend a defense
token.
Because
it only has speed 1 and 2.
Yeah, it only has speed 1 and 2.
It says if you're at speed 2 or higher, but there's no or higher for this ship.
For now. It's future-proofing, but I mean, like, it's resolving the evade effect, which isn't as good as the tokens I have.
The only reason I'm thinking about the evade effect is because it's a red dice ship, that if you can keep it at long range, the evade effect is good. You know, other ships shooting at you with red dice, like there may only be one that does any damage, right?
And I
then
mean,
brace and redirect both stuff.
now it works at close range too for rerolls. So if
Yeah.
like a black dice ship gets up on you, you can make them reroll a black dice. But
Yeah.
rerolling black dice isn't very effective. I mean, take a double hit to one hit. I mean, it's kind of like what a brace does already. It doesn't change very much. But the problem is, like, all three of the Munificence tokens are good. It doesn't have like a container or anything. If it had a container, I'd be like, oh my god, Sound Hour is really amazing.
Yeah.
But brace is always good. Redirect
but it's
is
not
always
like
good.
you're replacing the token. It's like sometimes you get to do evade instead with whatever token you want.
Yeah, I know. Still don't think it's very good. I don't think it's better than Tide of Progress 12. I would always take Tide of Progress 12 over Sound Hour first.
All right.
We got to talk about
So-
Hyperwave Signal Boost, though, before we
Do
move
we?
on. Oh my god, this card, I love it. It's so amazing.
The squad it lets your squadrons activate as if they were activated by a ship.
Yeah.
But they don't get to move and shoot. They just get to shoot with their AI thing,
Yep.
right?
I still think it's amazing. Because for like the comms frigate, you got 3 squadron, put on hyperwave signal boost. I mean, you don't get to move and attack with them, but once you're already engaged, you're not going to be moving it away anyway.
Right.
So this effectively changes it to 3 squadron to 6.
Why?
You activate 3 when the ship activates. Then at the squadron phase,
you activate 3 more.
yeah, and if you have 2 during the squadron phase, when it's your fleet's turn to activate squadrons, the timing is such you can do multiple hyperwave signal boosts. So if you tap 2, 6 go off, and then the opponent gets to use their 2.
Yeah, the opponent will probably. It's almost like getting first. It's almost like letting all your squadrons go first in the squadron phase.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so instead
that's
of with the 2 comms frigate, instead of like if I have 2, it's 3 squadron, 3 squadron. Instead of 6, I can activate 12 squadrons with the
if you dial in 2 squadron commands that turn.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah.
I think it's great. I love this card, and I love that it taps, and you need like engineering or squadron tokens to reactivate. I think it's so good.
I think you probably will only need it once.
Once, yeah.
Right? Like, yeah.
Once or twice maybe, and then I think the squadron game is over.
Yeah, especially when like your whole squadron ball gets to go at once. That kind of like nuclear strike on the other squadron ball is going to be nasty.
I love the nuclear strike, dude. It's I just love it so much. I think it's so cool. Okay, so we talked about the concert class a little bit already, but like, have we talked about how they have 2 blue flak? One of the versions of
the
it.
Armed cruiser has 2 blue flak. I know.
What am I supposed to do?
So what I was actually thinking was attaching Radiant 7 to the version with 2 blue flak as opposed to the red dice version.
Why?
And use it. Well, it's a fleet support now,
significantly cheaper. 37 for 2 blue flak. Oh my god.
Right. So, hello. It's just gonna be so nice to have like a sub 40 point squadron killer. 2 blue flak it's a lot of range. Like ISDs have 2 blue flak. You know. It's really good.
It is really good. 2 blue flag is amazing.
And like you just keep it near your acclimators. It's just screening and defense, and maybe it'll have like a officer card on it to help support the acclimators, right? It's like a really nice supporty ship that stays in close to your fleet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think saving the 8 points plus this double blue flak is really nice against squads.
Yeah, it's really cool. Kind of weak on tokens though. Defense tokens.
Evade, redirect, contain. It's a hammerhead.
Yeah.
It's a hammerhead with shields, and it just has 1 less health than a hammerhead.
What do you think about that other title though, the Swift Return?
I think it's lame.
You think it's lame? You'd never use it?
I don't know if I'd never use it. It's a one command ship, right? So I
Yeah.
get like basically getting free nav commands is what it's kind of doing, right? Like I can change my speed or I can increase my yaw when I'm near a rock, which like I'm gonna want to be near a rock a lot, right?
Yeah.
But
But I mean, if you combine it with a nav command, you can increase your yaw by 2
yeah,
or your speed by 2.
it could be really cool. You know, jury's out on it. I think in my mind, it's not the title I'm drawn to. I'm obviously drawn to the one that lets me do fleet commands, right?
Yeah. I think the clone navigation officer is amazing, though.
Maybe the swift return could be good with the armed cruiser with like expanded external racks.
Yeah,
You
that could
know,
be good. Just
get
kind
it
of
in
whip
a
in there.
weird position. You know, like you could like nav, you could nav plus swift return. It's you know, let's say turn 2, right? You end at an obstacle at speed 2.
Mm-hmm.
You nav turn 3. You go up to speed 4 with double click at speed at tick 3 and 4. Right?
Yeah.
So you basically 180 behind a ship, and then on the next turn you double arc them with external racks and a concentrate fire command. Like it could be good if you could pull that off.
It could be good. I think it's something to be considered for sure. Don't sleep on the armed cruiser.
And it also gets a defensive retrofit. The armed cruiser. It's cool. You don't really see defensive retrofits on that tiny of a ship very often.
It seems weird though. Defensive retrofit on it. Small ass
Yeah.
thing. I don't think there's anything like. Is there anything viable for that small of a ship?
Well, reinforced blast doors is pretty cheap.
No, it's not. It's 5 points.
Is there one that's cheaper?
Reactive gunnery, but I wouldn't take that. 1 blue. I don't know. I think the defensive retrofit is a bust on that card, at least for now.
Nah.
I wouldn't take anything in that slot.
Cluster bombs.
Get the fuck out of here! Don't ever say that to me.
Think about it. If a squadron attacks it, you can roll 4 blue dice. Once.
It's awful. We already reviewed cluster bombs, and it didn't get changed.
I can't believe it didn't get changed, dude.
Still worthless as fuck.
Like, they could have done the, like, refresh thing to it. For, like, a concentrate fire token, you can get it back. But they didn't,
Nope.
and
They're like,
what?
They're like, fuck this card.
It's crazy. That could have been so cool to be, like, have a ship running around, like, cluster bombing squadrons.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what you could do... Okay, here's what you do, all right? Buy 2 core sets. You'll have 4 CR-75s, right? You run them all...
CR-75s? It's Charger C-70.
Whatever. The consular class
C-70
ship.
cruiser. Yeah.
You run 4 armed cruisers.
All with cluster bombs.
All with cluster bombs.
Okay.
And you just absolutely obliterate... Oh, and flechette torpedoes.
Flechette torpedoes don't work on the armed cruiser.
Because it doesn't have a black anti-squadron?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna find one.
Find one, he says. Oh god.
We're gonna find one here. Find one. No. Yes. Ordnance pods.
Medium or large ship only. Thank you.
Fuck. Come on, we can find one.
Do you even read these cards? God damn.
Okay, wide area barrage. I think wide area barrage is bad on this card, though.
Yes, it is. You take external racks, and then you thank your lucky stars you're able to do that much with the card.
That's true. You just take external racks, but because that's only at close range, I think this can only be shot at a ship, right?
Yeah. And like, listen, all I'm interested in is what you're taking on Radiant 7. Are you taking munitions resupply, parts resupply?
I only get 1, and that's what sucks.
That's what sucks.
That's what sucks, right? I only get 1.
You could take Bomber Command Center if you're going really hard.
Right. Like, yes, you could take BCC, but I think
you take munitions resupply.
Do you?
I think that's the best one for the Republic.
Maybe.
No, because listen, Clone Captain Zack, he needs a concentrate to refresh. The gunners, they need concentrate fires.
Yeah, you gotta have it for
Navigation
clone gunners and
officers,
Captain
anything.
Zach.
It's
It's
everything.
gotta be munitions.
It's got to be
I
munitions.
just wish I
for
had a way to
Republic.
bring 2 of them, but that's fine. It'll either be munitions resupply or bomber command center, and sometimes comms net. But I think because of clone nav officer, I'm basically never doing comms net.
Yeah, for sure.
Clone nav officer can be on Radiant 7 as well.
Yep. Get clone nav officer, munitions resupply.
Yeah.
And then do them both in the same activation.
Yeah.
Load everything up. Yeah.
Only 8 points on 30. So it'd basically be the same cost as getting a red dice consular instead of the blue dice consular.
That's crazy.
45 points for all of that.
I think that's the thing. Munitions resupply, nav officer, and Radiant 7. Crazy.
All right, what do we got next?
I think we got the rest of the Separatist cards. These are ones that I've been really like trying to make work. Well, first off, let me just say I love the T-Series Tactical Droid.
Okay.
I think that card's amazing. I just love any effect that lets me gain an additional dial. It just feels so unfair if the opponent like isn't able to do that same shit.
Right.
And I'm
like
I just get
round
extra
1,
dials.
you bank a squadron token, and then on round 2, you can squadron command plus whatever command you had set that turn, right?
Exactly. It's
so good. Yeah.
I just love it. I'll be running T-Series Tactical Droids. It's going to be crazy. The one card I don't think has been made for this wave is Rune Hako.
Why?
He's awkward. Because, like, all these ships don't have...
awkward.
They don't have high command values.
Well, I mean... That's true. The Munificent only has 2, right? He'd be even better on a 3 command ship.
Yeah, I think once a 3 command ship is out, I'll consider Rune Hako. But like for now, it's like I'm discarding command tokens. I mean, or gaining command tokens from Rune Hako. But he's like,
but doesn't he? Okay, so he starts with 2 command tokens on him.
Yeah.
Any kind you want.
Any kind you want, which is cool.
And
so he's like a little token bank, but he's also a token thief.
Right. So if you have him on a Munificent, obviously, it could have no tokens, and then on its activation, get 2 from Rune Hako.
Yeah.
Right. And then maybe next turn, get 2 that we steal from 2 of your little jits. Right. Like, and we know how important command tokens are.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels good. Even though, like, yes, you'd rather have like a Starhawk with like command 4 and have like Lord of the command tokens. I think it still is good on a Munificent because you're going to be spending them so much more regularly. I don't think you're going to be worried about your command values.
On the Munificent, I would rather have Watt or the T-Series Tactical Droid. You know,
well, you just have to run 3 Munificents.
No, because like I would put the T-Series Tactical Droids on them. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Beast of Burden.
Are the hard sell titles any good, by the way?
Oh my god, I think they're amazing. Read Beast of Burden and tell me if Beast of Burden, for sure.
Beast of Burden, when you activate, you can exhaust this card and spend a defense token, or more defense tokens than 1. Choose that many defense tokens on friendly ships. Wait, okay.
Yes.
So if... hold on.
Oh, baby.
Wait, does it say... Let's say, okay, so Beast of Burden, on a hard sell, there are 3 defense tokens. So you're saying that a hard sell transport could tap 3 defense tokens and refresh 3 defense tokens on each ship at distance 1 to 3?
No.
Or 3 between those ships?
3 between those ships. Which is still amazing, but it's at least fair.
I was like, on friendly ships. Okay. Yeah, that's really good.
Because it's choose up to that many defense tokens on friendly ships. So you spend 3... You can choose up to 3 defense tokens on friendly ships, distance 1 to 3, and they can be ready.
Dang. Now this title would be amazing in the Republic with Obi-Wan as a commander.
Which is why I think my lucky stars it's not.
I could get that refreshed redirect, but, you know.
Beast of Burden seems amazing. Honestly, both of them seem amazing. Like, the Beast of Burden, you want it to be that, like, feeder fish kind of play style where it's right up next to Munificent and you want to keep alive. Maybe both
Foreman's
of them.
Labor seems good too, actually.
Foreman's Labor, I like if you're doing like a lone gunman kind of hard sell where it's like off to the side, doing its own thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because Beast of Burden obviously wants to be close to the fleet, but Foreman's Labor like doesn't really need to do that.
Right. Yeah, it can be off to the side. You can do engineering command tokens from parts resupply to make sure you can, because like one command token will like get you the shield back.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's cool. Any squadrons stand out to you in this release?
What are you talking about? All the squadrons stand out to me. I love all of them. So let's talk
Delta
about all of
7s
them.
look good.
Delta 7s look crazy good as like interceptors. They're like core interceptors that are just amazing all around. I think even the stock Delta 7s are crazy good.
Counter 2 on everything, dodge and adept. Like they took away dodge from the ones with defense tokens because I think it's too busted.
Yeah. That would be too busted. Well, their dodge just got turned into scatter, basically. Yeah. Which is a better dodge.
Although kit's just double brace.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no scatter on kit.
But he has his own version of that.
Yeah,
though.
he has. When you spend a defense token, you can discard it to reduce the damage total by 3. So it's
Can we talk about how obnoxious that is?
He's discarding a defense token, though.
I mean, yeah.
But you'd only use this when your defense token is already red, right?
Yeah. He basically has like a non-interactable scatter, an unaccuracy scatter. Like unless
no, because it says when you spend it. So you could if you accuracy.
If you get double accuracy,
right?
I'm talking about like one accuracy can lock down the scatter, but not for Kit. You need 2 because then he can discard a brace.
That's true.
And really, what squadrons are doing more than 3 fucking damage? The answer is Grievous. Grievous is doing more than that.
Yeah, I think we said Grievous simultaneously.
What is your favorite of the Delta 7s?
Of the Jedi?
Yeah. Like, what are you running right away?
It has to be Kit.
It has to be Kit?
Because of Intel?
I don't think Intel is as good anymore.
It's not as good, but it's still good.
We'll see. He's expensive.
He's expensive, and there's a reason for that.
He's got to pay for that glorious smile.
Yeah, he's one of 2 Jedi with Adept 2, right? It's just him and Plo. Adept 2 is really good.
Yes.
He's very tanky with counter 2. Does Adept trigger during counterattack?
Is a counter an attack?
Yes.
Then yes.
Wow.
Because it says while attacking.
Wow.
Yeah. So Plo and Kit are both incredible. I think Plo is better than Kit. I would take Plo before Kit.
It depends on what squadron you're bringing it with, right? Because like I'm thinking of flying arcs, and so Plo is not that good with arcs because they already have counter.
That's true.
Ahsoka's interesting as well.
Yes.
You know, the problem is she has to move. She can't. It's not activate, and the other problem is it's not that they just get to shoot. It's that they shoot with 2 blue dice, right? So she can't. She's kind of like down.
She's kind of like a weak Jendon.
Yeah, she can't be locked down, but she has grit to prevent that. So yeah, she'll be good at helping her squadrons be more effective. And then Luminara is like, I just have a defensive screen of squadrons, and I want them to last as long as possible. All right, her and like some V19s, right?
Yeah, I think Plo and Luminara both with V19s are going to be good.
Yeah,
maybe having both of them together and then like 4 V19s. Right. So you got counter 1 and it's obstructed, so pretty good.
Pretty gnarly. I'm more into the arcs than the deltas, I think. I love the Arc 170, dude.
I'm so afraid of the Arc 170s.
It's like, imagine a B-Wing.
Double blue bomber is like so amazing.
It's so amazing. But it's a B-Wing, but with more health and counter. Mm-hmm. It just gets a black bomber die turned into a blue bomber dive, which is
double blue.
Really. Well, because B-Wing's blue-black, right? So
yeah,
it's like a little bit mathematically worse in terms of like maximum damage is not 3, it's 2, but counter 1, so you're a little bit like the squadron. You're able to deal with them better.
Yeah, it's basically a B-wing that sacrificed some ship damage potential for an increase in squadron damage.
And defensiveness.
Yeah, and defensiveness.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
then-
cool. I mean, it's a fucking cool, and it's the coolest looking ship.
And
dude.
Oddball's insane because he has double rerolls
Oh, God, I hate it.
and he has evade.
Evade's great.
Yeah. So, Oddball rolling up with 2 blue dice and then re-rolling both blue dice. And if Navuta B, oh my god, that's so funny. An entire wing of Arc 170s, like as many as you can bring, right?
Mhm.
Like Navuta B
They
is
all
giving
get
re-rolls
rerolls.
to all of them, and then Oddball has re-rolls built in anyway.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
think that's the
God.
wave, dude.
It's so good. And then you have like the insanely cheap 10-point BTLB Y wings. Now they seem but Anakin seems woof. He seems
Anakin's-
nuts, dude.
Oh my god, Anakin is fucking terrifying.
How about Adept
Unlockdownable.
2 on a red dice bomber?
Well, he's got red blue. Adept 2
And
bomber
he can't be
heavy.
locked down.
Can't be locked. No, not that he can't be locked down. Ignore engagement until the end of your activation. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
I'm terrified of Anakin. Adept 2 it is ridiculous.
Just like, Arc 170s aren't heavy, by the way, so you're engaged with them. Oh my god, it's so good. You can't
That
get
is
away.
crazy. You can't get away.
And you can give them freaking counter. Oh no, they have counter already. Damn.
Yeah.
So good though.
But dude, arcs with Luminara is like you're attacking such a bulky ship, but it's also obstructed,
Yeah. And it counters you every time.
and it counters you. It's like, oh god, it
Yeah.
seems awful
It does.
to go against. Is god damn.
Maybe Plo wants to be with Y-Wings to give them counter. And Torrents to give them counter.
I think with Torrents, because I think Torrents are the thing to run with Plo because they got Swarm.
Yeah.
So they'll get counter 1, but then you can re-roll it with Swarm. And they've got Escort, so you have to attack them first. I think V19s are really fucking solid, dude.
Yeah,
I think
they are
like
really good.
running 1 or 2 should always be in a list,
They are X-Wings with better bombing capability. Or X-Wings bomber? Or no?
Yeah, X-Wings have Bomber. They have Bomber, Escort, 4 blue, 1 red, 13 points.
Okay, so they're not really comparable to X-Wings very much.
No.
But they have Swarm, right? That's so good.
Swarm
and
is
Navuta
really
B
good.
gives them it against ships too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're re-rolling the black on the off chance that it doesn't get.
Would you take any of the named V19s?
The 2 that we have are Kickback and Axe.
I don't know if we take
I don't
those.
know. After you attack, you can move distance 1 even if you're engaged. Seems okay.
Yeah.
As like you can, right? You activate him, he moves in, he shoots something, and then I can get out of being able to get shot back.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
that's very
good.
good. But it's like he has Escort, so
Yeah, but you also like kind of would rather your regular V19 escorts. Like it depends on the scenario, right?
yeah.
And then Axe is like cool. He's reducing the damage by 1. That's a better use of evade than just a reroll, right? He's pretty good
Yeah.
defensively, and he's only 17. That's not that much. It's only 5 points.
And it's before they suffer damage, so if you have like a ship that braces
Mhm.
or a squadron, I mean, that braces, you can reduce it by an
Even
additional
more.
1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
You know,
get 2 damage, you brace to 1, and Axe reduces it to nothing because
Or if
there's
you
no
get
minimum.
4 damage, brace to 2, Axe to 1, right? Like that's pretty good.
Axe seems pretty good. I would take Axe before I take Kickback.
Yeah.
Kickback just seems a little janky for me.
I'm okay on these squadrons, right? I miss the fact that like in the Rebels and Empires we just have so many amazing unique squadrons to pick from. These seem mostly tame by comparison.
For sure. I like how we got a lot of Delta 7 pilots, though.
Oh yeah, they couldn't just give us like 2, right? They had to give us a
Yeah.
bunch.
I feel like though Separatists have a lot more defense token aces than the Republic. Like I
Oh,
feel
it's the
like I have a
same
lot more
number.
choices. No, I don't think so.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have
Well,
7.
I mean across the board. Like they're not all locked in on the Delta 7 is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, exactly. Whereas like we only have 1 arc, 1 Y wing,
Yeah.
right? Like
But you've
you
got
guys
like
have
all
2
your
of
shit
each,
down
right?
in the Delta 7s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Separatists,
How are the squadrons looking?
I fucking love them, dude. They're so amazing. Vulture is
Yeah.
great. It's like it's a shitty TIE fighter, but kind of better in a way when you're controlling it with the AI.
It's
has,
shittier unless it's being commanded.
Yeah. Which I think is great.
Do you add a black or a blue?
Black. Black every time. With the Vulture. Because I'm not adding a blue for an accuracy because I want them to spend their tokens. So I'm adding a black for the damage and then swarming. So if I got hit on the black, then I swarm the blue for the accuracy. And if I get a 3rd hit, then that's just fucking better. So I would do black every time for sure.
8 points. Holy crap.
Yeah, 8 points. Yeah, so there's fucking a lot of them, dude. I think we can pretty much say that the minimum points cost for a defense token ace is like 16 points. Am I right?
I haven't seen one cheaper.
I think Valen Rudor is cheaper. I think Empire has some cheap aces. Yeah, Valen Rudor is 13. Zertik is 15.
Yeah, there's none for the Republic or the
Empire has a lot of cheap ones. I wonder why these are so expensive. Why are these so expensive then? Why can't these be 13 points?
Literally twice as much. But it's a scatter ace, though.
So's Valen.
Yeah.
Weird. I guess
it has
just more
opportunity
valuable.
attack, though. That's so good. Before a ship or squadron at distance 1 moves, you may perform an attack if you are engaged. There's no limit to the number of times you can do that?
No.
That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah, right? But I don't know. Because I think this is like an anti-grit and intel checker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I just run it into your grit shit, and then if you try and move away, it's just pop, 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 pop.
Right.
I don't know how good that is. Because, no, it's just the 2, and there's no swarm. So...
But you're getting free attacks.
I don't think that's very good.
It's very good. I think it's very good.
I don't think it's worth one of the 4 ace slots.
Swarm would trigger.
No, it wouldn't. Because if you're moving, you don't have a second
before
ship.
It moves.
Yeah, before it moves.
Before it moves. So
it has to be able to move.
Yeah, but that's like okay.
So I don't.
Oh, so if it's double engaged, it can't move.
Yeah, because it doesn't have grit activated at that point. Because grit shuts down after you're engaged by more than 1. So I'm not getting swarm.
Well, Anakin, Tycho, Kickback would give you swarm.
I guess that's true. But there's no AI anti-squadron, so I don't think it's worth one of the 4 slots of aces. You know? I just don't think it's worth it.
Still seems good. Even without swarming, it's good to get multiple free attacks. Even on ships that move away from you, you're just rolling a red at them. Like, that's good.
Oh, it's for a ship too. Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, it's good. I'm telling you, this guy is nuts. DFS 311's not that good. He's here for this intel.
Yeah, he's here for the intel, and you're paying
for that.
That's a
pretty cheap intel too. He's cheaper than Jan.
Yeah, but intel's not as good. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff with grit. Actually, no, I don't have very many grits. Where are all my grit boys? Do I not have any grit? Okay, so yeah, but like when I'm designing these separatist squadron fleets, like I'm not really trying to get away. I'm trying to smash. Correction, I'm always trying to smash.
You're not trying to sneak by my squadrons and kill my ships. You're trying to crush my squadrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What about the hyena?
Love it. So cool. One of the coolest ships in the game.
It's so cool.
I mean, just like the design of it.
I think the standard Hyena bomber is okay, right? 2 reds, right? When it's activated by a ship.
I mean, that's got a ceiling of 4 damage.
I know, but that doesn't happen often.
Yeah, but I mean, average 1 to 3, not bad.
It's
But
actually
like
all about DBS 404. 3 reds
3 reds, 3 reds 3 times.
till it kills itself.
No, it can't kill itself. I mean, it can kill itself, but you can't roll
Yeah.
once you suffer the damage. That's before your
Yeah.
attack, so then you can't really roll the
But
dice.
still, this guy is really cool.
This guy is nuts, for sure.
And you can bring as many flotilla support fleet ships as you want. So
Yeah,
you can
but
get Bomber Command in there. You can get
yeah.
munitions resupply in there.
Yeah.
Rerolling the red bomber.
DBS
guy
404 is
important.
like unnecessarily amazing.
It's so funny, dude. Imagine
It's so
like
good.
just the first time that you give me 6 damage off of this, like I'm just gonna alt F4.
It's like a whole ship attack.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh,
amazing.
and you could have the Bactoid prototype guy there to make him have an accuracy icon. Right?
It's just for Bactoid.
No, another friendly squadron.
Yeah, while attacking a ship, if another friendly squadron with bombers at distance 1, you may change 1 die to a
Oh,
phase 1
so
accuracy.
this guy gets an accuracy on one of his reds when there's another bomber nearby.
Yeah.
He's not giving an AoE buff to everyone. He's buffing himself.
Yeah, but he's an ace, so it's like, am I taking Bactoid and DBS 404?
No, but you could take Bactoid and a Hyena bomber.
One more point is DBS 404, bro. Like, which one am I taking, honestly?
Yeah, I mean, but maybe you don't want to bring DBS 404. Maybe you want to bring Bactoid. I don't know.
I would never do that. Like, DBS 404 all the fucking way, dude.
Yeah, but think about it like this. Bactoid with Bomber Command Center, you're getting accuracy guaranteed and then re-rolling the other die. Or you get a good die and then you change the other one to an accuracy. You know how good it is to dice fix.
Yeah, I love dice fixing, but DBS 404 is aggro as fuck, and I
know
it
DBS 404 is like literally like an Arcaton's side arc.
I know, right? And I get to do that 3 times, and I just have to be touching you like hello, slow ships. I'm gonna eat your lunch every fucking day.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, I don't have that slow ships. But he moves at 4. It's so fast for a bomber, right? The Hyena bombers are fast.
It's like an Empire speed bomber. It's wild. All of my ships are 4 as fuck.
And 5s. Yeah, you have nothing slow.
Nothing
in
slow.
Your squadrons. Yeah.
You've got
the
slow
speaking
boys.
Of fast, the fucking Tri-Fighters.
The fucking Tri-Fighters are amazing. Oh my god, 11 points? Are you serious?
It's so cheap.
What are we talking about right now?
It's so cheap. But it's also little hull. The little hull.
It's an intercept. It's my version of the interceptor, basically.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing: AI anti-squadron 1, and I've got a red and 2 blue on anti-squadron. What? So I get to roll them, and then I get to choose what I want after that. Thank you. With swarm, what the fuck? So I get to reroll a red on anti-squadron.
It's so good.
Oh, and you're attacking me? Counter 2. Thank you. Counter 2 with swarm. Thanks. I'll take that every single day.
I don't think it's that good. I think that DIS T81 is insane, though.
No. Here's the thing. I don't like the Droid Tri-Fighter stock card version of it. I don't like that. But DIS T81 and Flak prototypes, those are my boys. They're coming with me to every single fucking game, and you better believe it.
An enemy squadron ends its activation at distance 1, suffers a damage with scatter and counter. Like, that just seems so nuts, right? It's like, oh, you can't get away? You activated near me? Suffer a damage. Oh, you came in to attack me? Suffer a damage. Wait, what? And like,
counter
you can't kill it.
You can't. So like, these are the best interceptors, I think, that have been revealed.
Like, this is almost like Charbet level insanity, right?
Yes, this is like Charbet insanity.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, and also I'm attacking you without AI anti-squadron. It's red, black, blue. With AI anti-squadron, it's 4 dice, but I get to add whatever I want.
Yeah. You sounded like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. We can do whatever we want. We can rule the galaxy.
And together, you and I can rule the galaxy. Make things the way we want them to be.
How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you mean me? Dude, I love these though. These are made, and also
So good.
DIS T81. He has Snipe 3.
I know. That's what I'm
Attacks
saying.
can't
And
be
no
obstructed.
obstruction possible, right? Like,
So you
get
get
fucked,
locked down
Luminara.
with Flak or Fok prototypes. DIS lands on an obstacle. Snipe 3, Snipe 3, Snipe 3.
Right.
Get fucked.
Mhm.
And the swarm goes off because you're interacting with Flak or Fok.
Mhm.
And then if you finally kill the Flak or Fok prototypes, DIS will just roll in there. And you gotta deal with another one,
Yeah.
counter 2. Fucking insane.
Yep.
But it's not as insane as this.
The Bubblubs.
The Bubblubs.
So the regular Bubblub is 15 points, and it's got relay and screen, which, if you're not familiar with screen, is while you're defending for each other friendly squadron the attacker is engaged with that lacks screen, you gain a dodge. So it can have up to 3 dodge if 3 other ships are nearby. So it's having your enemy is going to have to reroll 3 dice.
Yeah.
Potentially, and that's fine. But then you look at Grievous, and he has relay 2.
Oh my god.
2 brace tokens, and his ability is when attacking a ship or a squadron with no ready defense tokens, each of your crit icons adds a damage to the damage total. And he fucking rolls 2 blue and 2 black squadron and a black ship die. So if the ship has spent its defense tokens, Grievous suddenly becomes a black die bomber Y-wing. And if he is shooting a squadron without defense tokens,
becomes Darth Vader.
He becomes Darth Vader. And he's also a fucking Lambda.
Well, a better Vader because Vader rolls 3 blue, a black. Grievous has 2 blue, 2 black.
2. Yeah. And he's a Lambda all at once.
Crazy. What?
Right? And then like I just see a scenario where Grievous is actually the one of the squadrons that you want to use Hyperwave on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The rest of your squadrons jump in when you activate the squadron command. Relayed through Grievous, so you don't need boosted comms, right?
Yeah.
Then you Hyperwave Grievous at the beginning of the squadron phase after all of the shit has had to spend its defense tokens on your main attack.
Well, I'm going to be activating Grievous at the end. He's going to be like the 6th.
Last. Yeah.
And he's going to slap some boys.
Right. Like, I'm all like, oh, 7 hull arc, 6 hull Y-wing. And you're like, I could actually just straight up roll 6 damage on a Y-wing.
Craziness. I can't wait to run Grievous. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Separatists has some amazing squadrons, I feel.
For sure.
And you get like a lot of them. Like on one of my squadron based like fleets that I've made, it's like, all right, let me run you through it. It's Grievous. It's Flak or Fok prototypes. It's DIS T81. And then DBS 404 for my aces.
Yeah.
Okay, are you seeing where we're going here? Then
not yet, but keep going.
Another Hyena droid bomber squadron.
Uh-huh.
And then, are you ready?
Yeah.
6 vulture droids. Then it all fits.
Yeah. How many total squadrons is that?
I don't know. Let me see.
4 aces, a second Hyena bomber, and 6. So 11.
11, yeah.
So that's a lot, and you need to have Hyperwave to make that make sense.
So I've got 2 Munificent Comms frigates, each with 3 squadron, both with Hyperwave. So
you can activate 12.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
All of them get activated.
Yeah. The downside of what you're saying, I think they're vulnerable to flak more than like I would be used to as a Rebel player.
Yeah.
With like only 3 hull on a lot of them, they're gonna want to bunch up to screen, right? And then a freaking like consular armed cruiser is gonna come in with double blue and just be like gaga gaga gaga.
Or like the Acclamator one with the double black. Yeah, that's for sure. Like a downside. But I've run Empire, so I'm used to like low health squadrons.
That's true.
So I'm not too worried about
and
that.
Like counters,
for sure, it's a consideration.
I think counter is more effective when like you've got 6 3 health dudes with like no defense tokens, right?
For sure.
Counter 1 or counter 2 is like really scary.
I'm just telling you about the flavor, dude.
It's good, man. It's good.
The flavor,
Swarms
dude.
of droids, right? Swarms of them.
You're gonna get slapped with 6 Vulture droids, and then Grievous is gonna come in. It's gonna be
Not
incredible.
a fan of that. Not a fan. Not
So
a
yeah,
fan.
I'm fucking excited for all this shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm hyped. So on the next episode, we're gonna dive in depth into fleet building, what cards will function best with certain fleet builds, faction identities, like basically looking at like what is a good idea for like how do we put this fleet together, how does it function as a group, how does it function as a unit, that kind of stuff.
And how like we're expecting to win the game, just like as a precursor to us actually playing the game, because we made a mistake and pre-ordered this shit.
Yeah.
Instead of just going to the fucking store.
Forgive me for thinking pre-order meant you would get it
on time.
Yeah.
So
exactly. All right, that's our show.
Roger.
Roger.